right? Siddhartha, chapter 10 through 12. We finished reading this book last week. And then the first question was about Vasudeva. So who is Vasudeva, guys? Do you remember? The ferryman. And then the ferryman, he's just an ordinary guy. He is not educated and he doesn't have a very special skill. But at the end of the book, it's revealed that he has reached an enlightenment and he has become a Buddha. And it made me wonder, oh, as an ordinary man, who didn't go through the formal training of becoming a monk or a Buddha. He probably doesn't even know how to read a book. And he didn't go to all the practices of the ascetics, like starving oneself and then denying all the pleasures and whatnot. He didn't go through all of that. But he still became a Buddha as an ordinary person. And I started realizing, what lessons does he teach us, on attaining wisdom and then becoming enlightened. I thought that, I think like the level of intelligence and the level of skills and expertise does not necessarily make a person wise. I've encountered some individuals in the past who is not learning, who is not educated, but still a person who has reached perfection in his characteristics and in his personality. So I knew this one guy back in the United States when I was working at a restaurant, and then he probably didn't have high level of education because he was working at a restaurant. But then he was the most kind man that I've ever met. I think I mentioned them earlier in one of our classes. So I was an Asian in a very white neighborhood, and people treat me nicely, but in a fake way. But this guy, he always called me by my name, and then he remembered my Korean name and called me by that. And he asked me when my birthday was on the first day we met, and he's like 할아버지, he's like a grandpa age, but he bothered to remember my birthday, and every time I met him, he told me, oh, your birthday is such and such, and that just really brightened my day up and then brightened my mood, and that made me feel valued and important. We might encounter these individuals like in our everyday lives. It could be a taxi driver, or it could be a person who's working at the school restaurant, at the 급식실, or anybody that we could encounter in our daily lives. Well, as long as we respect others around us, and especially Vasudeva, he was living in complete harmony with the nature. He didn't do anything that might go against the flow of the nature, and he was actually nature itself, because the book describes him in a very beautiful way. He serenely and calmly, his best ability was listening to other people. So words soaked inside him, and then when Siddhartha was talking to him, he felt very much valued and he felt very much important. So, if you want to be popular, this is a tip in middle school and even during high schools, the kids like who have, typical qualities of being popular, like intelligent or athletic or beautiful, they gain popularity like during the teenage. But once you go into adulthood, starting from like in your 20s, the kids who stayed really, really quiet during the teenage, they actually become the most popular in a very secret way. And then there was this one boy who remained really quiet all throughout the high school years. And from 20s on, everybody tried to reach him because he was such a good listener. I'm not lying. So if you have the skill of listening to somebody really well, not in a fake way, but then if you can really understand where the person is coming from, and if you have that listening skill, you can definitely become the most popular kid. maybe not in the teenage, but then once you hit the adulthood, yeah. Okay, so Vasudeva, he lived in harmony with the nature and the people around him, and he had a amazing listening ability. Although he was an ordinary person, not educated, he has reached a level of enlightenment of a Buddha. Yeah, and then I heard this one phrase. So Kim Pyo-ki went to the protest. I also went to the protest, what was it? Oh, it's just stop the martial law, right? Martial law. And there was one singer who said that, he said that, oh, there are so many powerful people like politicians and, businessmen. They went to best schools like Seoul National University and whatnot. And then all our like, we strive to become something. We strive to become doctor. We strive to become lawyer. We strive to become a prosecutor. But as he grows older, he realizes that life is not about becoming something. Life is about how we live. 뭔가 되려고 하지 말고 어떻게 살지 고민하래. I think he embodies that spirit. Rather than like trying to become something, he focused on how to live each day of his life. And that's how he reached the highest level of enlightenment. Yes. And then the second one, what attitude and mindset should we have when working towards a goal? Yeah, so it's very important to have a goal. And then live a goal-driven life. I do as well. But then while pursuing a goal, whether it be academic or career-wise or athletic, anything that you have in mind, if we are too obsessed with the goals and only focus on achieving goals without thinking about what kind of means that we take on our way, on our road to the goals, then we could easily be blinded by it. And then forgo the very important things in life, such as the precious relationships that we have with other people, with friends and family, yeah. And then our health as well. And then we might feel too stressed in the process. So I personally knew this one girl that she really wanted high academic excellence. So at school, you guys do the 수행평가, right? And then she got paired up with another student, and then she was like so obsessed. I know where she is coming from. I can totally understand why she was acting like that. But then she really wanted to get an A, right? She was obsessed with getting an A. And then she started giving a lot of pressure to the partner. And then she said that, 이거 A 받아야 되는 거 알지? A 받아야 되는 거 알지? And then the other girl got stressed out so much, and while they were actually performing the English conversation that they were supposed to, the other girl just like went blank and I couldn't say anything, and then they got a horrible score. I think while we are if we are too obsessed with a certain goal, then we can easily, sometimes we can like hurt the relationships with each other, like with friends and family. So it's very important to have maintain harmony with those around us, and then always maintain the respect, because they're going to be the pillars of support throughout our lives. I mean, we could be successful in our academic goals, or not. I mean, like not getting into Seoul National University is totally possible. Is it the end of our lives? No. So it's very important to develop the self-esteem that does not depend on the achievement that you have. So let's say there is a 만 원짜리 집회. There is a 1,000,000, and then if you like wrinkle that up, and then if you stomp on the paper money, does that lose value? No, it doesn't. It's like the same thing for you. Even if you sometimes like go through like ups and downs in academic records or like career records, it doesn't do anything on your value. So having a goal is important, but being obsessed with it and hurting yourself and hurting other people and not being able to enjoy your daily life, or you think that your value is undermined because you haven't reached your goal. I mean, those are not good. Those are not good. So these were some of the thoughts that I have. And are our efforts to improve ourselves in the present unnecessary or meaningless? So towards the end of the book, Siddhartha mentions something like, uh, in a criminal, there is God. And in the future, there is today. And in the sin, there is sacredness and holiness. So if a sinner can become a Buddha, and then if tomorrow is today, like, why do we have to make efforts? Why do we strive? Why do we have to strive to become perfect? Why do we have to strive to improve ourselves? And I think that what he was trying to say is that not that we should stop making efforts at the present moment and that we can just like stay as a sinner, we can stay as a criminal. But I think he is saying that the danger, I think he's emphasizing the danger of setting a goal, setting a perfect, state that you're supposed to reach in the distant future. And then in the present moment, you are deprived of the happiness and deprived of the fullness of spirituality. So reaching enlightenment and becoming like Buddha. I mean, I don't believe in Buddhism. I'm Christian myself, but then this resonated a lot with me. So many times we are like pursuing the future goals and we think that is okay to sacrifice the present. And then like just little unhappiness in the present moment can be, you can bear with that for like future, like supposedly perfect future. But there is no perfect state, even if you've reached the future. So it's very important to attain the happiness right now in the present moment. And everybody has the possibility of divinity. Even a criminal, even a thief, even a murderer. I mean, everybody has a chance to repent, and everybody has a possibility of becoming pure, and everybody has a possibility of learning and improving. But that does not lie in the indefinite future, but always here and now in the present moment. Yeah. So if you're middle schoolers, but if you have this ability of deriving your happiness in your everyday moment, then you are already a Buddha. Although you're a 13-year-old kid, 14-year-old kid, but if you do that, then you're already a Buddha. If you like take a sip of enjoyment every day, if you have that ability, yeah. So these were some of the responses that I had, and we are going to hear from each one of you. Yeah. Let's say 1 minute. 1 minute. Okay, 1 minute. 1 minute. 1 minute.
Very 오랜만.
Very 오랜만. Okay. Yeah. So whoever. Also, we're not supposed to look at the paper, not even a single, glance, because I allowed. Okay, a couple of glances are fine, and some kids they just like. There's no way to stop them. So not even a single glance is allowed, but we're going to practice one time all together, right? Okay. Huh? Oh, 3 questions, like combine that, or 2 questions, combine that, or your one favorite response. Yeah, anything is fine. Yeah. So whoever is ready is gonna raise his or her hand and then present. But before that, we're going to practice all together. So keep your ears plugged so that you can only hear your own voice. This is practice round. Okay. Yes, Dayon. Yeah.
Like we are like encapsulating all the 3 things.
Oh, 1 or 2 or 3, that's your choice. Yeah, your favorite parts. Okay, ready, set, start. Well, people think that people who have the high level of education and then who have reached the highest achievement in their careers, they are the most wise people, and they're the examples that we need to follow. But the life of Vasudeva teaches us that is not necessarily so. People who are dedicated to their own works, whether it's lowly or high, whether it's regarded highly by other people, if they're hardworking, and then if they live in harmony with the neighbors and then their family members, and if they're willing to contribute to the world around them, even in small but significant ways, then they can be called the most wise man and then the best examples that we need to follow. So I think Vasudeva's example teaches us that very well. Okay, so who's ready? Who can go first? Oh, Yura Kim. All right, we're gonna hear from Kim Yura first. All right, other people prepare for your Yura 말할 때. You also like practice yours silently. All right.
무릎을 뜨겁게 들고 보험도 씌우고.
Oh yeah, we're gonna do that later. Yeah. Okay, Yura Kim. Ready, set, start.
So for number one, I think a lot of people want to get enlightenment and always follow the trace of the Buddha. But like becoming a Buddha is not like following the track of the Buddha. I think it is like every Buddha has a different way of achieving the enlightenment. So I think everyone has to find another way. So if in Vasudeva's case, he was just like flowing as a river and then living as the world made him to, and then he didn't actually have any like worries about his life because I think he already knew that life is like just one time, so you have to be full of happiness, not just like being obsessed with your dreams. So my dream is a reporter for like 3 years. I had it for 3 years. So like a couple of months ago, like I was so really obsessed with that because I needed to like study really hard. So I just forgot it why I wanted to become the reporter. But then I was scrolling down the YouTube and then I saw that the video it said that 나의 꿈은 명사 아니라 동사가 되어야 한다. So I got to realize why I wanted to become the reporter again. So I think that was my incident of having a little enlightenment.
Oh, okay, that's really nice. Oh, yeah. So everybody has different characteristics and unique traits. So there is like a conventional path for success, but everybody should not try to fit himself or herself to that conventional wisdom. We are supposed to look for our own unique path so that we can feel comfortable with ourselves eventually. That's the true success, right? And Yura, thank you for sharing your wonderful personal experience. You were obsessed of becoming a reporter. I mean, that's a noun. But if we delve into the fundamental reasons why we want to become that noun, there would be the inborn qualities and innate qualities and our desires that we are born with. I want to communicate with other people. I like to let other people know the truth about the world. Something that is a verb, something that can be phrased in verbs. So if your passion aligns more with the verbs rather than the nouns, that's a very great epiphany. All right, thank you. Who's ready now? Who's ready now? No? Okay, then we're gonna randomly pick everybody. Okay.
It's very 오랜만.
I know, right? It's been ages since we
저 옛날 진짜 맨날 그러죠.
찬미야, while you're listening to other kids, like try to come up with maybe like 1 minute talk of any of your thoughts and then also share with us. Is that okay? Or do you want to pass because it's your first day? Pass? Okay. All right. Today we're going to pass because it's our first time. 수민이, 다현이, 지안이, and then 민수, and then
예수 있으면 안 돼.
포기,
있으면 맞아.
아 맞아 맞아.
And then 시후.
And then
표기
서진도 했어.
진서준.
오케이.
진서준.
설정 완료. 추천 완료.
김표기.
누르시.
뼈기뼈.
여기 제일 길어서.
야 이게 진서준 다음에 이제 너야.
뼈기.
네, 나만 맨날 걸려.
이제 너다.
다음은 이제 너야.
Alright.
어.
Yeah. Sojuni is in Singapore. He's like enjoying the weather,
아니.
studying at the international school.
so good.
His room is so good.
It's like so good.
Yeah, his room.
이렇게 펑
Oh, yeah. It has a pool. Okay, so we're gonna listen to Kipyo. Alright. So while Kipyo is talking, also prepare for your own response silently. Alright, let's hear from him. Ready, set, start.
So if we look at the Samanas, they mentally and physically torture themselves
Yeah.
and try to get rid of their desires to become
Uh-huh.
a Buddha.
Mm.
But if we look at Vasudeva's case,
Mhm.
but he preserved himself just the way he is,
Mm.
and he was an old man at that time.
Mm.
And from when he was young, the days he lived like accumulated
Mm.
as 경험들,
Oh yeah, experiences.
experiences,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that's the main factor how he achieved nirvana and became the wisest one.
Okay, so the samanas, they intentionally try to torture themselves and deny all the physical and natural desires one can have as a human. I mean, desire for good food and desire for, the opposite gender, the desire for fine clothing and whatnot. They completely got rid of that intentionally, and that is actually unnatural. But Vasudeva, he just like naturally respected himself, and he himself, I think, symbolizes the entire nature, just like he respected people around him, and then the entire ecosystem, he respected himself as he is. So he made himself very sacred and holy in that way. Okay, that was very nice, Pyogi. All right, so who's ready? Okay, yeah.
일어나
alright.
나빠버리면 뭐냐.
Okay, so kids who are already done with the presentation, feel free to write next week's discussion paper. I already gave you the 오늘자 put into right. Alright, so let's keep the lottery going.
Teacher, can I just listen to people?
Oh yeah, that's totally up to you. 계속 추천. Oh, we're gonna hear from Shihu. Shihu, can you do it? Or do you want to do it later because you have just gotten the paper, right? Later? Okay. Shihu, I'm gonna make it the last. 계속 추천. Oh, Gianni, have you gotten the paper just now? Or have you prepared in advance? No? Okay.
이제 한결
Okay, two people. Very last. 계속 추천.
하연이.
Oh, we're gonna hear from 서진이. Alright. 서진이. Okay. Alright. 서진이. Okay, let's hear from him. Okay, so practice silently, everybody. Practice silently. Ready, set, start.
I think by Siddhartha saying that everything is just an illusion, not that it is decided by each other. I think he meant that any person holds possibilities to and potential to become something like they are heading for, even though they can be a little lost and not being not going straight forward to the goal. They, just like Siddhartha had to go through Siddhartha had to learn about all the pleasures and emptiness of materialism in the city to achieve something that one pursues. They need to experience the things that are in an opposite way too, and
Oh yeah, that was really wonderful. That was your response for the third one, right? Third one, yeah. Oh, so Siddhartha says we could like misunderstand him by thinking that, oh, I guess like pursuing goals is like all illusion, and like we don't have to make any efforts, and we can just like stay in the present moment. But Sejin is saying that Siddhartha is not saying that. But even if we in the current state might be in a very lowly place, like maybe like a beggar, maybe like a criminal or thief, or like a small child, everybody has a possibility of greatness and perfection, right? So success or achieving the enlightenment, it's not a straightforward way, but it can be like circular. Sometimes you go that way and might come back, or maybe it's like an eternally circular way. Thus Siddhartha, who has reached the final state of nirvana, he might go back to the first stage of desires, and again, and then repeat that over and over. It's like a process of repenting and then getting better and improving, and then reaching more and more knowledge, and then enlightenment. Yeah. So I wanted to say something, but I forgot. Oh yeah. Yeah, so even a sinner, I think this attitude was very similar to Christ in the Bible, because the Christ approaches the people others consider dirty. Like, so she once approached a woman, and then everybody just like threw rocks at her, and then people said that, oh Christ, do not hang out with her. She's a dirty woman. She's a murderer or something like that. I don't know which sin exactly she committed, but then he was especially nice to the sinners. And is he encouraging all of us to commit sins and become sinners? Probably not that. I think he is suggesting that everybody has a potential to become a sinner or a beggar if we are forced in certain circumstances. So our lives, we think that our lives are controlled by our own conscious decision, then our life is under our control. But actually, many times our lives are controlled by coincidences and fate and circumstances. And in like twists of many like circumstances and coincidence, I could one day become a beggar, right? And then there was an American TV reality show. It was like a 몰래 camera. It was like a hidden camera. So beggar visited a restaurant, and then they're shooting the responses and reactions of the customers around. And then many customers said, just whisper to the waiter, oh, that person smells. Could you actually kick him out? But there was this one man who was very noble, and then he said that, oh, I've been there. And then he paid a meal. He paid his meal, and like from the understanding that everybody's situation can always change. If we one day could become a beggar, if we one day could become a Buddha, everybody has that potential and the possibility, both residing in all of us. Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna hear from next one. who would that be? 계속 추첨. Oh, we're gonna hear from 한지민 학생. Alright, so let's hear from Jiminy. Okay, ready, set, start.
The status lies tells us that what people do and what people are not really important. Among monks and practitioners of asceticism, there are some people that who are not wholeheartedly participating. And maybe there are people who are just doing because their parents want it. Neither great environment and nor the teachers count. And for study, there is a similar thought that amount, time, level, and teacher are not really as important as someone's studying quality. So I think what counts the most is people's hearts.
Oh, about the first question? Oh yeah? Alright. So she says that formal education is not really important to determine whether that person has expertise or not, whether that person reaches mastery or not. I mean, there could be like monks who are going through the elite course, going through all the formal trainings, but some of them might be doing it half-heartedly, maybe forced by their parents. And then she said that studying is the same way. There are many kids who go to like zillion kinds of 학원, sit there numerous hours, but just like, but inside their mind, nothing is going on. They're just like spacing out and like zooming out. And then there are kids who just like sit on their desk for hours and hours, but not really like passionately. So no matter what you do, not the amount, not the like absolute hours that you put into it, but how much concentration you put into something, like how full-heartedly you can devote yourself. That matters more. Okay, that was wonderful. All right, we're gonna hear from next person.
맞아.
제발.
계속
제발.
초점. Oh, we're gonna hear from 민서.
저 강력.
Alrighty. 좋아요. So, while Minso is talking, prepare for your own. Silently prepare for your own speech. So let's hear from Minso. Ready, set, start.
So, you know the sports called basketball?
잠깐 너무 떠들면 안 돼. 다시 할게요. Ready, set, start.
You know the sport basketball?
Uh-huh.
You dribble the ball across the field and score it on the basket. And in order to stop the other team from scoring, you should block the other team
Yeah.
and disturb them
Mm-hmm.
from passing the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And to do that, you're assigned one by one to block it. And that's called maintenance beat.
Yeah.
But in basketball, you need fast situation-based thinking. And if you block, I just think about it. If you block the person you're assigned, but another person is shooting behind you and no one's blocking it, then the whole point of the blocking is ruined. And just like that, we often tend to forget what we pursued because we're blinded by what we're assigned. And being overly obsessed isn't good, and because it ruins the ability to.
Oh, okay. So Binza is reminding us that the importance of looking at the big picture in your life. I mean, the largest purpose in our life, rather than being blinded by each goal, each tree that we are passing by every day. So probably the largest purpose for everybody might differ, but basically it comes down to happiness, right? And satisfaction and being comfortable with who you are, right? But to achieve the final goal of happiness, we can take like different paths and roads in terms of academics or in terms of financial. But while, delving yourself too much into the tiny little minute details of your life, you might forget about the larger picture, the biggest purpose, and we should not do that. Okay? Thank you very much for a wonderful response. All right. Let's hear from another person. 계속 초점입니다. 여기 맨 밑에 있죠, 그쵸? 그다음에 다현이 한 다음에 이제 저기 수민이 한 다음에 그 다음에 이제 시우랑 지안이에요.
앞에 사람이 너무 잘해서 너무 부담돼요.
무슨 소리야? 쟤 맨날 저러더라. Oh yeah, she's such a faker.
근데 진짜 완벽하게 준비가 안 돼서 막 완전 더듬을 것 같단 말이야.
괜찮아.
아니.
Oh, we miss him. We miss it. I hope that he could come back in summer and then like visit Stella Academy and then have fun together. Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna hear from 자연이.
제가 뽑혔나요?
아니면 수미 먼저 해도 돼, 친구를 위해서. 아니야.
아니 나를 위해서.
내일 위해서 네가
다현이, could you like flip it backward? Okay. So we're gonna hear from her.
잠시만요.
Okay, 다현이. Ready, set, start.
잠시만요.
네네네.
왜 그래?
왜 저러네.
시작을 시작할 거 아니지? 봤어, 너 이제.
바스 대박. 바스 대박. Okay, ready, set, shh. Ready, set, start.
Vasudeva became a Buddha because he had the ultimate enlightenment. Vasudeva didn't have a lot of practices of becoming a monk or Buddha, but was possible to become a Buddha because he liked to listen to others and preferred to listen to things, not just talking about his opinions. So I think to get ultimate enlightenment, listening to other people's things, not to just assert only my opinion is very important. And for the second question, my goal is to get good score on the test and go to a good university. But while achieving my goal, attaining good relationship with others are important as well as achieving my goal. Like for example, there was a girl in our class. She was really like only concentrated on her good scores and not just yelling at her when she was not like 일이 지 멋대로 풀리지 않는 like that. And when we like talked to her when she was studying, she would just yell at us. But after the test, she got a good score. But her relationship with other friends were really just broken. So I think like thinking of the external things while achieving our goal is as important as achieving our goal.
Oh yeah, Vasudeva didn't go through the formal training or practice, but he had an ability to listen to the nature and listen to others. And by doing so, Taeyeon touched on a very important point. He didn't assert his own opinions. So he didn't think that he was right, and then he didn't assert himself as the authority. That's why he was open-mindedly accept the wisdom of the world. And the instance about the one girl, that's very annoying. I mean, like, sometimes in life, things are frustrated and things don't go as we plan. So we could feel the frustration inside, but we shouldn't let the frustration out. 짜증나! And then like spread the negativity to other people as well. I think she was well served, by being broken, by being separated from her friends, because that way she has to learn a lesson, right? Okay, and then the good attitude to have is always 오히려 좋아. 오히려 좋아.
완전 어깨 비키잖아.
완전 럭키 비키잖아. 이번에 못했으니까 올라갈 일만 남았잖아. Something like that. I mean, for that kind of person, if you spread that kind of positively, then people are going to be attracted to you. 맞아, right? Yeah.
There's like one in our class,
Huh?
and then he's like similar to that girl.
Uh-huh.
And he's like always like so like mad. Like he's just mad at no reason. And then he's like, and then he wants to get a good grade. So I don't even know if it was studying, but when he was like solving questions, if someone comes to him and hey 이동섭이야, and then he's like, 어쩌라고 내가 알아서 한다고.
He's so sensitive. Oh God.
And then the thing is, it was the 과학 수행평가, and then he told our 과학 science teacher that 쌤 저 진짜 이번에 진짜 겁나 잘 볼 거예요. And then he really got a 0. Like really a 0. Seriously a 0. That's why.
Yeah, I think like by doing so, he made everybody uncomfortable, maybe even the teacher uncomfortable. Yeah, and then I'm sure he learned this lesson. Okay, yeah, so we're gonna hear from Sumin here, right over there. Let's hear from her. Sumin, ready, set, start.
I think the important thing that you must keep going to goal is 간과하는 other values. Because if you only focus on goals, you can miss other things. Like hard
Like
example.
friendship, relationship.
Hard relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Also, like when we do our goals, we can when we go to our goals, we can achieve them in not right way. Didn't study for a test, but want to get a good score. People sometimes look at other people's answers and copy them. So even if they achieve their goal by doing that, it's not by their effort.
Oh.
trying to achieve them, or you should achieve them.
Oh yeah, that was wonderful response. So while being obsessed with the goals, people forget the fact that they have to achieve the goals with just means and then righteous methods, but they sometimes rely on unfair ways, such as the twin at the 숙명여고, and then they asked their father to steal the answers from the 교무실, and then they wrote the answers, and then they got a perfect score.
Isn't that what in the dramas?
No, it actually happened.
When?
Yeah.
숙명여고?
Yeah.
Tell the father went into the commotion and stole the answers.
He was the teacher. He was one of the teachers. Yeah. So
그냥 아빠면
yeah, he was one of the. Not that the father broke into the at night and not. Yeah. So we shouldn't let the purpose justify the vicious means and evil means. Yes, Taeyeon.
But how did the other people know that the father
Broke in.
Oh, you know why? Because the 숙명여고 twins, they were usually really horrible. They're like orgy, and then all of a sudden they got a perfect score. So the other kids became very suspicious, I think. Okay.
그렇죠. 선생님 어떠셨어요? 해고당했나요?
I think so, yeah. I think so. Okay, so we're gonna hear from either Chiyu or Jia. Please rock, scissors, paper. Yeah. Rock, scissors, paper, shoot. Oh, okay. Jiani is going to go first. All right, let's hear from Jian. Ready, set, start.
focusing on our goals are important, but we don't have to be too obsessed
Uh-huh.
with it because it can take away the opportunity to enjoy our life, and it can make relationship broken with others. And my goal is to become an announcer. While I strive to achieve the goal, I should not forget why I want to be an announcer, and I shouldn't forget the passion that I want to.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So when we really want to achieve certain kind of goals, we think that it's okay to sacrifice the moment right now, and that it's okay to deny any pleasures. But as Siddhartha said, the true happiness does not stay in the distant future, but it always stays in the moment. Actually, future is an illusion. Like there's no existence. Future actually doesn't exist. The only thing that exists is the present moment. Yeah. So I'm a teacher, so I prepare for the lesson, and I have to read so many books. I have to read like 4 or 5 different books to prepare for each of my class. Yeah, right now I'm teaching like second graders, and they're really wonderful. But
I saw your blog.
they can be very stressful.
They do.
They're really cute. They're really.
2학년이에요.
Oh yeah, you guys are second graders as well, right? Okay, yeah. But do I think of it as like a torture? Oh, I don't like it. Oh, this is so painful. But then I have to like bear with it for my future goal. I don't do that. I can do it only because I enjoy it. You know, I enjoy reading the books. I enjoy reading Siddhartha. And then I enjoy, meeting with the little second graders, and then a little larger second graders. Yeah. So ask yourself, think for yourself whether you are deriving even a little bit of joy out of studying, then you can continue to go down this path of academics. But if you feel like, oh, this is such a torture, and then like real me is hidden inside and it's trying to break out, then you should not pursue this path.
Then
Yeah.
I will not read the How to Influence People because it is torturing.
How do you influence?
I will not do it first.
But then you're okay. We have read like many different books together, but then there were certainly the books that you enjoy, right? It means that you have the affinity for academics, right?
No,
Yeah, you have to accept that.
No, I don't like I don't want to influence people. I want to be alone.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So try to cultivate the attitude of taking joy of academics. Otherwise, you won't be successful in academics. You won't be able to survive in academics. But if you cultivate the attitude of enjoying the study, you are going to go to the long road of academics, and you will be the survivor, and you will win this race. Yeah. It's all about enjoying and then taking a joy out of it. In every present moment. And then the last person, is Shihu. We're gonna hear from him. All right, Shihu. Oh yeah, let's pay attention to him. Ready, set, start.
I think Vasudeva becomes prudent because he lives his life. He doesn't have any desires for something, and he didn't need anything. Also, he would do what he wants to do, not others say. So he listens to others, and he can become more wiser and have more knowledge. So I think being a wise person is living one's life. So when we live our life, we can have knowledge sometime, and we can be Buddha sometime.
Oh, okay. That's wonderful. So the reason why Vasudeva is called the wise one is he didn't live his life to satisfy other people. He didn't live his life to get the title that other people praises, but then he lived according to the natural self he was, and he didn't go against it. And then he had the very firm self-esteem that nobody could shake, according to, like, he had the self-esteem that didn't depend on the circumstances and then the situations. So, like many years ago, like I was meeting like guys, to decide who to marry with, right? And then I picked Buandang teacher, right? Because yeah, and like before I made Buandang teacher, like there were guys like who were bragging, I have this money in my bank account. My parents do this, and I'm like a lawyer. I'm a doctor, and then there. Yeah, and then the more they praise themselves, the more I lost interest in them, because the most important thing for me is whether that person, when he got stripped of all the titles and then all the externalities, like the financial status or social status or what school he went to, how much money he has in the bank account, whether he has influential and wealthy parents or not, that could always change, and then that could always be stripped off of him. But I really wanted to find a person, even when the person lost everything, 그냥 아무것도 아니고 그냥 돈 아무것도 없어도, if that person could stand in front of me, like having the natural pride in himself, and then shining just as he is. And then you guys are not seeing that in it, but I saw it. Trust me. And then
Teacher,
yeah.
I will recommend you the dream lens.
드림 렌즈.
I go to 안과의 종가옥 드림 렌즈.
종갈. Okay, maybe I should.
dream lens. 이게 아니죠?
Maybe I went blind.
그래도 사기치가 아니야.
Yeah.
Or maybe Berlin instead of
Oh yeah, and then he didn't brag anything. But then he was very confident, and he had that pride, and then there was like radiating.
I guess he had nothing to. I think he had nothing to brag about.
Anyways, yeah. Anyways, I'm just like trying to say a person's real worth becomes revealed when that person lost everything. Yeah. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. Huh?